Hello, I'm Archibald Chesterfield III, and I just got a letter in, fuckers. I got a letter in from America, and this was from Michael. And Michael is a really cool guy. He's in the military. There can be no greater sacrifice a man can make for his country than to join the military. There is no greater sacrifice a man can put to his country than to join the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, the military. And I've just got a wonderful letter in. From Michael. Dear Archie, I've been a fan of the ArchieLuxury channel for a while now. You are extremely funny, but a smart, hard-working, good man at the same time. I admire your watch collection a lot. The solid gold Rolex sub and your Patek Calatrava are pretty goddamn impressive. I'm sorry, Michael, I actually had to sell the Calatrava to pay for the gold sub, but yes, they were beautiful. That was a beautiful watch, and hey, you can't keep everything. You've got to sometimes move on there. So, but I know what you mean. It was a great. I miss that watch every day. I just recently started collecting watches. All I have is a steel Rolex Submariner date. But I suppose it's best to grow the collection like you always say. Like I told you in the email, I first started watching your channel while I was in Iraq. I served in the 75th Ranger Regiment Special Operations and went on a total of 300 direct action missions in that country. This is also where I first heard about luxury watches. One of my Ranger buddies wore a steel no-date Rolex, and a Navy SEAL I knew wore a black dial Explorer 2. They both told me that when your life depends on it, it's best to fork out the money and have a no bullshit wristwatch. What they told me makes a lot of flipping sense, and ever since that day I realized the importance of a luxury watch. Anyway, I was thinking that if you had the time, you could make a small video. If not, I understand. Either way, I think this would be an interesting topic. The topic is, freedom isn't free. If your country got invaded, liberty is at stake and death is in the air, which luxury watch or watches would you take to war? Thanks, Archie. The ArchieLuxury channel lives forever. Mike. What a wonderful letter. What an absolutely, and I'll just show you his little logo there as well there. Little logo there as well. What a wonderful letter. And I got to tell you there, he also sent me a small cash donation, well, a rather large cash donation, fuckers. A very cool cash donation, and I'm going to keep that. That's just beautiful. And I got to say, Michael, it's a great honor to get your letter there. There's no greater sacrifice a man can make than to join the military. And let me say to you this, Michael. All I have, you say in your letter, all I have is a steel Rolex Submariner date. No! No! That is a great watch. That is a fantastic watch. That watch alone is all you'll ever need. Okay? For combat, there is no greater watch than the Rolex Submariner in steel. I can't think of a greater wristwatch to have. And to be honest with you, this is where these are proper tool watches. These are tool watches to be used. And I think that is fantastic. I don't think you need a lot of watches. I tell you the truth. I've come to the conclusion you don't need a lot. I like to have 5 or 6 most, and that's because I need banter for my channel. But reality is, probably 2 or 3 is more than enough. Okay? You're better off to have 2 quality pieces than half a dozen pieces of dog shit. The Submariner, that is a fucking icon. Absolute icon. No apologies whatsoever. What other watches would I add? All you need, I tell you now, that's all you need. One Submariner is perfect. And don't forget, when I started out, I had the Rolex Explorer 1. I had that single watch for about 6 years. 6 years before I even bought another watch. So there is no urgent desire to build a collection. Take it slowly. If I was to add another collection in your shoes there, I'd be adding a Rolex GMT or Explorer 2 as your GMT function watch. Another option is, which could also be a third watch if you really wanted to, would be an Omega Speedmaster Man on the Moon. Those three bread and butter watches are the core of a working man's luxury watch collection. Make no apologies for having a steel Submariner. That is a great achievement. Believe you me, that is a great achievement. Now, to answer your question, freedom isn't free. If your country got invaded, liberty is at stake, and death is in the air, which luxury watch or watches would you take to war? I gotta be completely honest with you. The Pateks, Audemars Piguet, the Jaeger-LeCoultre, too delicate. Too delicate. There is only one brand you would take to war. And that's Rolex. Rolex, sir. Rolex. That is the only brand which really qualifies for war service. Rolex. And I gotta tell you, Rolex Submariner, Rolex GMT function watch like an Explorer 2 or a GMT Master 2. Perfect combo. Perfect 2 pieces to have to a war zone. You don't want Pateks, they're too finicky. It's like if you were going to a war zone, what camera would you take? Well, the Leica is fancy. No, it's too delicate. The Hasselblad's too big and cumbersome. You take a Nikon. You take a Nikon camera. That's what you do. You're going to a war zone, you take a Rolex. That's what you do. A Rolex. If you are in the Navy and you're a lot of submariners actually like the Omega Speedmaster Man on the Moon, because I said to a submariner many years ago, wouldn't you want a dive watch like a Rolex Submariner? He said, if there's water in the vessel, we're dead. And it made pretty good sense there. He had an Omega Speedmaster Man on the Moon! The Man on the Moon. If I was going to war, what watch would I take? Personally, out of my collection, I'd take the Explorer 2 Polar. The gold sub ain't gonna cut it, it's too delicate. The Speedmaster, maybe, but the Explorer 2, like your friend, in the Navy SEALs, the Navy SEAL friend of yours, he had an Explorer 2 as well. They're real watches for real situations. They're not for pen pushers, working in Wall Street, These are proper wristwatches for men engaged in combat. In the theater of war, fuckers. The theater of war. So, Michael, I just want to say thank you so much for your letter. It's an absolute honor to have a serviceman write into me and tell me that he enjoys the program. I know I'm doing the right thing. When a serviceman writes to me and tells me he's enjoyed a few laughs while he's been stuck in the hellhole called Iraq, I know I'm doing the right thing. I'm Archibald Chesterfield III, and I salute you. I salute you, Mickey. Well done. Wear your Rolex with pride. Thank you for your service, sir. Thank you, indeed.
We specialize in the repair of Rolex and Patek Philippe watches. We've been doing the same thing for more than 25 years. We have Rolex technicians certified by Rolex who actually used to work for the company for many years, like if we're doing the work on the factory. We completely disassemble the watch and we put it to work like brand new condition. When you get a pre-owned watch, it's like if you're getting a brand new unit. The only difference is the money.